This thing started almost 10 years ago. It was a big ball of energy that Tansy and I were just trying to keep between the lines. And over the years, it's blossomed into something beautiful. With the hand of God and the support of our family and friends, we have created the spirit of a hero. United States Army, Travis Mills. United States Army, Jordan Fulmer. United States Marine Corps, Marcus Burleson. United States Marine Corps, Omar Milan. United States Marine Corps, Adam Mayo. United States Marine Corps, Brian Aft. United States Army, the late Stephen Jackson. United States Navy, Navy SEAL Dan Liccardo. United States Marine Corps, Michael Carnell.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Retired Staff Sergeant Travis Mills here, and I just want to take time to let you guys know a little bit about me. On my third trip to Afghanistan with the 82nd Airborne Division, I was on a patrol, pretty routine, set my backpack down, bag hit a bomb underneath the ground. It tore off my right side and my left side of my arms and legs. I became a quadruple amputee in 2012, and I had a pretty rough day at the office, if you ask me. How I got to meet Rick and Tansy was they saw my story in the Dallas Morning News, and they reached out, through the website to Mandy, my wife's cousin, and said they just want to get involved. They want to help somehow, some way, because they thought that they could do some good in the world, and we had the 82nd Airborne Brotherhood going for us. And I believe Tansy was like, you know what? We should do a motorcycle ride. And they had a club they belonged to, and you know what? They thought we can do something great. This is Texas, where everybody loves their veterans, and let's do a bike ride for this family. So they started with a simple idea, and it turned into one amazing day. For Spirit of a Hero to put on this bike ride and to not really know what they were getting themselves into and just jumping towards it and helping my family out, when I was a complete stranger, it meant a lot to me. It was a betterment of my life, betterment of my family's life, and it helped me with my future, which was very unknown at the time. So to help build me back up, emotionally and physically and everything overall, this was a huge thing for me and my family. My attitude is really everything. I believe that you can choose your attitude. Maybe you can't choose your situation. And I take the day to make the situation the best I can. Rick and Tansy leading the way with all their great board members and people that support them and believe in them and their donors. Job well done. Big bunch of champions. Truly, you're making an impact that stretches farther than probably even you imagine.
Hi, I'm Jordan Fulmer, and I was the 2013 recipient of Spirit of a Hero. At the time, I was, having to crawl from room to room, crawl into the shower. So Spirit of a Hero came in, widened the doors. They did a complete bathroom remodel, a sliding glass door, a folding shower bench, handheld shower. Not only that, y'all remodeled the kitchen just for my parents. That was awesome to do. It's important that the organizations like this exist. Most people don't have the means to just spend thousands of dollars on a home remodel. Sometimes the VA isn't very cooperative, things like that. Yeah, I met my wife, met her in 2016, just shortly after I moved down here. We got married last year, and started up a little cookie business. So now I'm a baker, baking shortbread cookies and does all the decorations. So got a great little family, too many dogs and one little girl and another one on the way. As far as what it meant, you know, it's hard to explain. But I'm forever grateful in the fact that, you know, I'm able to move around freely in my own parents' house and they don't have to see me crawling on the floor and think that there's nothing they can do to help me.
I'm Staff Sergeant Marcus Burleson. I am the 2014 Spirit of a Hero recipient. I was an explosive ordnance disposal technician with 2nd EOD Company. I was a team leader. We were working just outside of Sangin, Afghanistan. I was attempting to do a manual entry on a device and it went off as I was attempting to start my procedures. I don't know what happened after that. I first heard about Spirit of a Hero while I was at Walter Reed. Some therapist had contacted me and notified me that an organization out of Texas wanted to do something for me. I kind of ignored them because I'd had such a bad taste with nonprofits at first, and then Travis found me and pulled me aside and said, hey, these guys are really looking to get a hold of you and they mean business. So that was the first contact I had with Spirit of a Hero and Rick and Tansy Turner. It made me feel amazing. I'd been through a long process with nonprofits and being turned down because of the unique nature of my injuries and the way that I had sustained them. I didn't qualify for a lot of the programs that were helping a lot of the other guys. So to all of a sudden have an organization that was coming out and saying, yeah, we want to do something for you, that was pretty special. When I got out of the hospital, I was transitioning back to Texas, and I had a lot of injuries and needs that the VA was not going to help me with because I did not qualify for their programs. So in order to get our house modified and set up so that it was something that I could live in, it took a lot of work, and Spirit of a Hero came through and did that for us. Without a second thought, I would do it again. The reasons that we joined, they were the same reasons that people signed up and joined in World War II. We were attacked. It was time to stand up and do something about it. And I felt that call to me, just like all of my uncles and my grandfathers had felt it before. We rely on organizations like Spirit of a Hero to fill those gaps and step up and help us.
I'm Staff Sergeant Omar Milan, and I'm Spirit of Heroes 2015 recipient. I served 14 years in the military, 12 of which I was actually active for, and then the last 2 I spent in therapy and recovering from my injuries that I sustained in Afghanistan back in 2012. Spirit of a Hero helped myself and my family. At the apartment complex we were living in, we had run into some issues, so Rick had called me one evening, and he was just checking in on me. He said, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, I was just getting ready to tuck into this couch. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, the current situation we're in, the girls are having to sleep in our room with Michelle, and Rick's like, no, this can't be right. So yeah, he's like, hey, tomorrow I want you to go out and look for a house that would better suit you and your family. I was surprised when he said that, because not many organizations out there keep checking in on you like Spirit of a Hero did. The very next day, Michelle and I, we went out looking while the girls were in school, and we found a house, and the organization actually helped us move in. They came down, they helped us load all our furniture, everything, and moved us into the new house within about a week. They actually paid for us to be there until that house was complete. The gesture by helping out other veterans, because I know there's other veterans out there that don't look at getting help, and I think I've been approached a few times by their friends. They're like, my friend's in a bad spot, and they could use some help. So we reach out because, you know, I've been there. I know the feeling of not wanting to reach out. I don't know if it's like a pride type thing, or I feel, you know, a little embarrassed or ashamed. But once I started talking to them and, you know, getting them to know the organization, I felt like I belonged. The same kind of feeling that a lot of veterans feel when they're in the service, you know.
I'm Sergeant Adam Mayo, USMC, and I'm the 2016 Spirit of a Hero recipient. February of 2012, we were deployed to Thailand. It was a training deployment. And one evening after work, we got to go out on, you know, R&R. And then we ended up getting jumped. I got my neck twisted, literally like you see in the movies. Broke my neck and it paralyzed me. And I was stuck there until the next day because I got sidetracked from all my friends. At first, my wife and I both, we usually don't like to take help, but we knew we needed it. And Rick and Tansy and everybody at Spirit of a Hero seemed genuine, and we were very grateful that they helped us out. Spirit of a Hero monetarily gave us money for my daughter's adoption, and they also put a ramp in my house. But more than that, they helped us with the girl that we always wanted. We never had a girl. We had two boys and we always wanted a girl. So they were able to give us that girl. I've dealt with the VA for 9 years. And yes, I've gotten some good things from them, but I've had to deal with so much red tape crap. And when people like Rick and Tansy and Spirit of a Hero come in to help you, it is a huge, huge relief off your financial plate, off your emotional plate. It's a huge help, and we are extremely grateful.
I'm Corporal Brian Aft, the 2017 Spirit of a Hero recipient.
Spirit of a Hero got in contact with me and they wanted me to be their 2017 recipient. I wasn't quite sure at first, but Rick, you know, he took a look at the backyard. He asked me about it. You know, obviously wasn't super friendly to the wheelchair. And eventually, Spirit of a Hero partnered up with Aquaterra Outdoors to basically make this little miniature paradise you see before you. They asked me what I wanted. I mean, really just like, make it usable. They went so above and beyond. They set up this massive area here, a fire pit. It's really nice when it's cold and you have this thing to keep you warm while you're chilling outside. I love it, the wife loves it, and everybody who sees it loves it. And it's pretty awesome. Rick and Tansy have been involved in my life since I met them. It wasn't just, here's what we do, here you go, later. No, they stay involved. They were like, hey man, you want to come to this? Hey, this is going on. You want to come? Hey, guys are getting together to do this. Hey, come kick it. When the thing with Jackal happened, he called me up in the morning and, you know, we all went to the funeral together. We have events like, hey man, we're doing this for Carnell here. You want to come? It's like, of course I want to come. Hey, yo, Licardo's the recipient this year. We're doing this, we're doing that, man. He got messed up bad, but hey, yo, let's get together. Let's take care of business and this and that. Just come, show support. One of the recipients, they helped adopt a child. They're heavily involved with these guys, and you got the whole community there. They keep you involved with everybody else, you know. It's hard to isolate, end up caught up in your own head when you have people like this in your life.
My name is Dan Licardo. I was a Navy SEAL for 16 years, and I was Spirit of the Heroes 2020 recipient. I spent 16 years in the SEAL teams. A lot of time around explosions, overpressure, things along those lines. I was diagnosed with TBI, traumatic brain injury, CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, basically scarring on the brain. 6 months later, I had my first seizure while I was driving. I had my fiance's 2 kids in the back seat. Went into seizure and we slammed into a tree going about 60 miles an hour. They were both completely fine, thank God. And I woke up in the hospital a couple of days later and was told that I had lost my legs and that the majority of my body was broken. I met Rick and Tansy through friends. They came to us and said that they had the foundation, the Spirit of the Hero, and they wanted to raise money. They wanted to basically, I guess in my own words, make a big deal out of me, which I wasn't really keen on, but in the end, everything worked out. One thing the Spirit of the Hero did for me was basically show me that I wasn't alone. Spirit of the Hero raised a lot of money for me, helped us do a lot of things as far as stuff to the house, helped us buy a vehicle that was more readily capable. The vehicle we got was a truck, and I definitely wanted to replace the vehicle that I had because the vehicle that I had, it was a 2014 Raptor. It actually saved our lives. So knowing that, I wanted to replace it with another Raptor. The vehicle was a lot bigger. It allowed us to move things that we needed to, you know, having all the kids, having the dog, it just made things a lot easier. My biggest thing is I was my son's biggest hero, and I wanted to remain that. He is 10 years old now. He was 7 when the accident happened. And I wanted to make sure that he knows that I'm not going anywhere and that I'm gonna stay his hero. That's why I have been on prosthetics before. I will get on prosthetics again. And I will be doing as much as I can to be the father that he needs me to be.
I'm Michael Carnell, Sergeant United States Marine Corps, 2021 Spirit of Hero recipient. So I got involved with Spirit of Hero after I met a mutual friend that worked for 22 Kill. His name was Jimmy Mack, and introduced us. And I've done a lot of work with nonprofits in DFW throughout the last few years we lived here. And it was a great organization, and we just wanted to partner up and help in any way we could. Well, unfortunately, we all know that dealing with the VA autonomy isn't the best thing. When you sign up in the military, you sign that piece of paper, you know, and you sign your life away, give them the blank check to do whatever it is they want you to go ahead and do. You sign up for a bigger reason. Some people sign up because they want to go to college. Some people sign up because they have a bigger calling, there's something bigger picture. So for me, that was the kind of how I got started, was getting involved in these organizations, because I started finding out that the VA wasn't doing exactly what I thought they were going to do once we got out. They weren't taking care of the veterans the way they needed to. Travis Mannion was a lieutenant in the Marine Corps. He had a quote that said, "If not me, then who?" And I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, that's exactly how I feel all the time. Like, if we aren't doing this, if we as veterans aren't doing what we need to do to take care of our own, then nobody else is going to do it. If it isn't for organizations like Spirit of Hero, then the help that needs to get to the people that actually need it won't happen. So to have an organization that actually wants to do what they say they're going to do and help the veteran community, and that be their primary cause, it's a no-brainer for me to be involved. So I married an amazing woman who is one of the most positive people in the world that I've ever met. I consider myself to be a realist, where I see things as maybe sometimes half glass empty. She sees it half glass full. When I got diagnosed in January, you know, I think I was always, you know, had a strong mindset and confidence, and I could do whatever it is I needed to go ahead and do. But when I got dealt this hand in January, you know, we didn't know what it was at first, and then when we finally saw that it said stage 4, incurable, inoperable, you know, I had my boohoo days of sitting there going like, what am I gonna do? You just handed me a death certificate. Like, how the hell am I supposed? It was just a lot to take in all at one time. And I remember sitting in our living room one day with my wife, and she was just, rubbing my back or whatever, and she's like, look, we've always managed to make it work. We've always managed to figure it out. She's like, this is nothing else. It's just another chapter in the book that we'll just go ahead and tell a story of someday later. I'm grateful to have someone like her in my life that's actually kept me moving this way. At the same time, all the nonprofits that we've done work with here in DFW have all stepped up this year. Not just financially or whatever, but the text messages, the events that we go to, the people that are checking in on us all the time, the emails, the calls, and everything else we receive from somebody. I mean, I get messages from people on the regular every week or every other week when I go to treatment who know what days I'm going to be there, and they're just checking to make sure I'm doing well. It's hard not to be positive when you have a support system like that around you like we do here in DFW. And my wife and I are blessed to know all these people who have stepped up to help us out.
I am Addie Jackal. My family and I are the 2018 Spirit of the Hero recipients. So I met Rick and Tansy at the 2016 Gala, and we have been friends ever since then, and they've been a big part of our family life. My family became the 2018 recipient after we lost my husband, Stephen Jackal, to suicide. So when we lost my husband, Stephen Jackal, Rick and Tansy basically were the first ones to rush in and help me that morning with the whole situation. And Rick Turner actually stayed with me while the police were still here, and Tansy Turner took my children out the house, and Rick basically stayed with me through the whole process until they took Stephen Jackal from the home. And then Rick and Tansy basically never left our sides pretty much after that. They helped us bury Stephen Jackal. They went with me to the funeral home, and at that time I was so in shock. I didn't know where that was coming or going. And Rick and Tansy were there basically helping me fill out the paperwork and things I needed to do to get things going for Stephen Jackal's burial. Spirit of the Hero did a lot to help me and my family. They basically did a bike ride to raise money to help me with all the debt and things that were left behind. They also came in to help my family, spend time with my children, and kind of see me through this horrible situation.
We lost Stephen Jackal January 3rd of 2018. And I pretty much decided at that time that I was gonna make it my hell-bent mission to get focused on PTSD, and we even talked about a battle cry that we wanted to get started on June 27th, which is PTS Awareness Day, and we were going to start that in Jackal's hometown of Little Elm.
It was the weirdest thing because I didn't even have to be at work until like 10 that day. At about 6 a.m., I just woke up to get in the shower, and I always have my music playing in the shower, and all of a sudden my music stopped, which was weird. So I looked, and it was Addie calling me. I'm like, Addie, what's up? I'm like, Addie, what's up? She's like, I need you to come get the kids. She wouldn't tell me what was going on. And then finally she said it. And I didn't know how to wake Rick up and tell him. I just finally said, come on, babe, we gotta go. I think that day forever changed our lives and changed our mission with Spirit of a Hero. It was no longer about helping people that had lost limbs. It was about helping people who were fighting the demons. And that's when the PTS Rec Center came into our lives. So we were like, we have to do something because traditional or VA help isn't helping. We came up with the idea of Addie's and a PTS Rec Center, and that's what we want to move our mission to, and that's our future plan.
I will not rest in Stephen Jackal's honor until we're able to do that. We lost a great brother. And I'll do my best to honor him.
"20 years ago, people lost their lives helping others. And ever since then, we've been fighting a war on terror. And we have hundreds of thousands of vets that come home with mental, like invisible scars. It's so important for organizations like Spirit of a Hero to step up and do what they do. But they can't do it without monetary donations. It's one thing to come up and say, thank you for your service, but it's another to pull out the checkbook and write it.
Organizations like Spirit of the Hero, the money that's given, it goes directly to the families. It helps the families. And I can't tell you how important it is for the families to get that kind of support. A donation of any sort whatsoever is not going to waste. Foundations like this, we need to have them, they need to be supported, because without them, there really aren't any other assets that our veterans have and that they can go to.
And you realize that these guys are out here helping out for the right reason. There's a cause, and you want to be involved. And then you start realizing, well, there's funding that has to go along with this, right? The funding doesn't always happen. The government doesn't do what they're supposed to be going ahead and doing. So it takes us to go ahead and do it. It becomes our responsibility. Like I said, Chris Collins said it best, something along the lines of, it's our duty to serve those who serve us. I feel the exact same way. It's our responsibility as people here, and everybody who's here today at this event, you're all here for the right reason, and you're all here because you know you're going to be donating money. So please, from the bottom of our heart, reach into your pockets, go out and bid on the items that are out here, donate some money. It's going to the right people, it's going to the right cause.
A lot of times we're presented with an opportunity to do something, and we're moved and we're touched and we want to do something, but we don't necessarily feel like it's the right time or place, when right now is absolutely the right time or place. Because of the world that we live in, if you put this off today and you want to come back to it tomorrow, you know what you're going to get into tomorrow, and you know what you're going to get into the next day. Live in the moment, be proud of living in the moment, and do something in this moment to support us.
On three, 1, 2, 3, fuck cancer!